This week with Inbody Academy Yoga Teacher Training, we are going over the second Yama of Patanjali's 8-limb path, which is Satya, being truthful. So how are we showing up dishonestly in our relationships with others? Are we lying? Are we gossiping? Are we manipulating? Do we have unrealistic expectations? Are we stealing? Are we cheating? These are all outward actions that we can do dishonestly, and that's not living in the yogic path. So I really encourage you to look at yourself and see what ways are you being dishonest with others, and how can you bring light to that so that you can show up truthfully in your interactions with others. And then also, how are you being dishonest with yourself? A huge thing I've been focusing on lately are the stories I tell myself that aren't true, the little sad stories. One of mine is, I never get enough sleep. And that's just a story I tell myself, but it's not even the truth. But then I act from this place of victimhood. So I really work on shining the light on that when I feel my head go to that place and bring in more truth. In today's practice and this week with the students, we're going to be working on 2 alignment principles, shoulder loop and Anusara. So opening up the heart and drawing into the heart, the Anahata chakra, and getting really clear about our heart, both towards ourselves and to the outer world. And then when we are really clear in our heart, then connecting to kidney loop, pulling the floating ribs in, getting really strong in our solar plexus and our Manipura chakra, and then acting from our truth, both outwardly and inwardly. And also remember that Satya follows the first Yama, Ahimsa, and that when we speak our truth, we need to be considerate and compassionate and nonviolent. I set my intention. May I be honest to others. May I not gossip or manipulate or have expectations. May I be impeccable with my word. And may I be honest to myself and continuing to look in. Is this in alignment with me? Is this a place that I can act from with authenticity? Can I look at my body as I practice and notice what's actually happening? If I don't want to hyperextend my knees because that's a violent action for my body, this is what we worked with last week, can I be willing to look at my knees and see the truth, like, oh yeah, they are hyperextending, and then take a certain action to bring myself into that compassionate place with truth and clarity. As I move through my practice, I'm working on this kidney loop and shoulder loop. So I draw my shoulders back, and then I do a lot of isometric pressing through my hands to coordinate my floating ribs drawing in, connecting me to that place of power, Manipura chakra, and expanding into my back body. I inhale, lengthen from my hips to my armpits, stretch across my collarbone, shoulders back, and then ribs in. Practicing here for dolphin. Going back and forth, keeping that connection to my shoulders and to my belly. Doing some core work, keeping the other shoulder down. It will want to pop forward, and also keeping my floating ribs pulled in so I stay expansive in the back body. Again, connecting to my heart and my place of power. Now I'm going to do this shoulder exercise, which helps me find shoulder loop. I lengthen from my hip to my armpit, broaden across the collarbone, take the head of the arm bone back and the tip of the shoulder blade into the back of the heart. Keeping that, I twist away from it. This is a great way to open your pec while building back strength. And I do that in this prone pec stretch and also in this prone quad stretch. And I repeat this sequence twice. Bringing that shoulder into a healthy, truthful alignment and twisting away. Can I maintain that alignment? And checking, has it changed? This is about when my kids decide to smother me with kisses. Taking the quad stretch and then moving into bridge, lengthening from my hips to my armpits, broadening across the collarbones, pulling the shoulders back and into my heart, keeping that as I lift the hips with or without a child on me. Doing a high runner's lunge twist to modified Parsvakonasana with the same shoulder action. Can I bring my shoulder into that healthy, stable, truthful alignment and then turn away from it? Similarly to being able to bring myself into truthful alignment and then go out into the world and still be in that place. I'm doing this drunken cobra with my shoulder, kidney loop, and some pelvic alignment, which is really great. And then this is a lovely heart opener, taking a block behind your shoulder blades, not underneath them, and curling up through the heart, taking the head of the arm bones back, the head back with some core connection. And if you have small children running around, receiving lots of kisses. Now I'm doing Bridget's cross. Again, same thing, shoulder alignment, twisting away from the shoulder, and then there's a lot of core coordination here. I'm working into Pinchamanurasana, so having my shoulders open and connection to that core is a key point in balancing. From my hands, engaging the muscles, curling the shoulders back, pressing down through my forearms to cultivate core strength and stability as I extend out. Taking a little meditation, connecting to my heart and my solar plexus, Manipura and Anahata, round 2. Breathing, and today my expression was I was able to balance, but that's not always my reality. Moving into a few back bends. Shoulders back, some kidney control, and lift. Taking the legs up. And then full Urdhva Dhanurasana, coming onto the top of my head, doing those same shoulder actions. I know this is going fast, so you can't see them, but before I move, I connect to my heart, I connect to my core, and then I extend. I end with some femur rooting stuff and some twists to help me cool down, to bring my body back to alignment, especially taking those femur heads back to the pelvis. My truth is that it's really hard to practice without my kids, so my practice looks much different than it did 4 years ago before I had kids. But I'm really accommodating with that truth so I can still get my practice in. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of love. Satya, how can you show up more truthfully in your outer interactions, but also with your inner interactions? And can you see your truth clearly and then act authentically from that place?